Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Fuel for Success, episode 196, coming at you here on this wonderful Thursday, first Thursday of October, which means we're into, Q4 of 2014. For all of you business people out there, we are in Q4, 2 days in. So if you haven't executed on Q4 yet, it's time to get her done. Now, what are you waiting for? Make a difference.
No, Mike,
Hey, good morning.
tell you what I've learned.
Yeah,
The biggest
what's that?
one of the biggest things I'm trying to teach my son is the do it now mentality. More people would be successful in business and entrepreneurship if they would just start executing and doing it now. Like too many people
Yes.
procrastinate and they think about stuff way too long. I'm all about let's just do it. You know what? Like why think about it forever? Let's do it and let's do it right now. If you're thinking about you need to send that customer a thank you card, do it. You need to call that
Yep.
customer back, call them back. I'm all about like taking aggressive action, massive action, and doing it as quick as you can. And sometimes when you have days when you do that, when you get in that kind of hustle mode, you get so much more done and so much more production when you say, you know what, we're going to do it. We're not going to think about it. We're not going to have a committee meeting about it. We're not going to hold hands and sing Kumbaya. We're not going to dance around the fire. We're just going to pull the trigger and do it. I'm all about that, my friend. It's time to kill it in
With you.
business. It's time to kill it. It's time to take your ideas and kill it and own it and do it and execute it. Light it on
Yes.
fire and go with it. For God's sake. I've got friends of mine that have been talking about the same business ideas. I had one on the phone yesterday. He's like sharing his idea. I said, bro, listen, I love you. You've been talking about this for about 5 years. Okay? It's either time to do it or to zip it. So I don't want to hear any more about your ideas. Are you going to do it or not? Some people say, I'm going to write a book. Really? Are you really going to write a book? Show me the money, baby. Let me see the first draft. Let me see the chapter you're working on. I know people in their 60s like, I'm going to write a book someday. Well, baby, if you don't hurry up, no, you're not.
Put up or shut up, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
Al quoted Caleb,
agree.
master the mind so you can overcome the grind. That was something Caleb gave on a jog this morning. I did a little video blog with him. He was on fire. He was like, Dad, I want to talk about goals today. I was like, okay, let's do it. I was going to talk about something else. He goes, no, let's talk about goals. And in the video, he said the words, master your mind so you can overcome the grind. It was pretty good.
it's good.
Pretty good.
That is
How are
pretty
you,
good.
Mike? Are you ready to talk about
I'm good,
business
man.
and entrepreneurship, my friend?
I am. It is Thursday, and just like every Thursday, today's show is about business and entrepreneurship, one of our favorite topics. Of course, we're involved in a massive startup right now. The details of which haven't been completely.
It's insane. It keeps you awake at night. People ask me all the time, how do you not sleep? I'm like, how do you sleep? Like, you show me how you can go to bed. Like, to me, it's hard to go to bed because I just want to like hurry up, wake up. You know what I mean? I'm the kind of guy that like wakes up at like 3 a.m. and I'm like, is it time? Is it 5 yet? I'm excited about what we're doing, Mike. It's a lot of fun, isn't it? A lot of learning, a lot of fun, a lot of just trying things. But what we know at the end of the day, we have a laser focus, and what we're doing is going to work. We know that. So how do you know? How do you know? You've been involved in a lot of startups. How do you know? How does someone know when something is going to work and produce? Listen, I love you. There's a difference between business and hobbies, my friend. Hobbies are what you do for fun. Business is what you do for fun and to make cash. How do you know, Mike, when something's going to make money?
You know what? Here's the reality, and I can echo really a blog post I read yesterday by Gary Vaynerchuk, who said that. Well, I can't quote exactly what he said, but he said ideas are easy, right? He said ideas are easy. There's a million ideas. He's like, I have so many good ideas, and people text him and write him all the time, and I'm the same. I'm like, people come to me all the time with like app ideas and stuff. It's like ideas are a dime a dozen. right? It's the implementation that makes the difference. It's the execution that makes the difference. And what creates execution? It's vision, it's passion, right? And it's commitment. And those are the things that lead to success in a business. Those are the things that lead to success in making money. It's not always the best idea that makes money, okay? It's not even always the best product that makes money. I mean, look at and I'm not going to bash Microsoft, bless them for their success. They've never, ever, 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 not even once had the best product on the market. Ever.
But they make money.
As far as I know. But they make tons of money because they execute, right? They find, marketing opportunities and they power through it. And they're focused and they do a good job with it, right? So in some cases, the best product does make money, but not always. It's about the hustle. It's about the grind. It's about the work. It's about the commitment. It's about the focus. And those are the things that, so I don't get too hung up on ideas because I've got a bucket full of ideas sitting over here that would all make $1 million, but I'm not passionate about them, or they're not, the time isn't right for them for me right now, and I can't execute on all of them. So
I got a kick out of something that Caleb actually shared with me about a discussion he had with a couple of his classmates. He said that a kid in his school told him, said, Caleb, not everybody can be athletic like you. He's like, athletic? He goes, you think I'm athletic? He said, I have to work my flipping face off to get to where I'm at today. And you know what? I got to thinking about that applies to business too. A lot of times we see somebody have success and we envy their success and we envy their money and we envy their influence. We don't realize they worked here's the word of the day, they're flipping faces off. That's the bottom line, my friend. Till you're willing to work your flipping face off, and, it's better for you to not even get in the game of business. Business is cutthroat, it's insane, it's intense, and knows no limits. We've said this before. If you want to clock out, stick with the job. Because in business, you don't clock out. You may get to clock out for 30 minutes, but it's right back on the hustle. It's right back in the saddle, baby. And that's just business. You know what it is? It's you can hate it, you can whine about it, you can try to beat it. You can try to be the first guru out there that says, oh, I'm gonna be the one that changes and I'm gonna have work-life balance. No, you're not. You're not gonna have work-life balance. Not if you're gonna be in business, you're not. Not if you're really gonna take ownership of your product and service. You're not gonna have work-life balance. People ask me all the time, you seem so balanced, because I spend a lot of time with Caleb, I work out, I work hard, I write books, we do this talk show, I'm a coach, life coach, weight loss coach, you name it. I travel. Is there any balance in any of that? No. It's pure extremism. There's nothing balanced in business and success. And it's cute to say it, it's guru-ish to say it. It's nice. The word balance is nice. We like to use it because it makes us feel better.
This concept.
Yeah, you're not going to get balanced. Are you kidding? I let go of that myth a long time ago. I don't need balance. I'm 100% on everything. Listen, I'm 100% on everything. I'm 100% my son, 100% my health, 100% my business, 100% Mission 25, 100% it all. My friendships, 100%.
Right. The trick and the key to that is focus, right? When you context switch, you focus, you're present, you're there, you're 100% involved. And that's the closest thing you can get to balance. When you're doing your work, do your work.
Do it.
Right? Focus on it. When you're with your family, be with your family.
And that really is the key. That really is the key, Mike, is being present where you are and having blocks of time where you take rest, or you take a day. And when you take a day off, take a day off. But listen, I will tell you this. Remember, I told you this story before a long time ago on one of our shows. I was with a very successful businessman, multi-millionaire, and he was on vacation, and I was hanging out with him on his vacation right down here in Florida. And while we were sitting there chatting, he got a phone call, and he answered it. And like 10 minutes later, he got another phone call, and he answered it, right? So in our 2-hour talk, he probably answered 10 phone calls. They were all business related. Now watch this. I said to him as a young entrepreneur, right? Hey, man, I'm curious. You're on vacation, man. Like, you're supposed to be relaxing. How come you keep answering all your phone calls? He goes, look, man. He goes, I probably get about 75 to 125 phone calls a day. You know, he's a big-time real estate agent, right? He develops real estate and land developer and you name it. He said, you know, it's funny because people tell me I shouldn't answer my phone when I'm on vacation. He goes, but the people that are telling me I shouldn't answer my phone when I'm on vacation, they can't afford to go on vacation. He said, me? I can afford it? He said, so what? I got to answer a call every once in a while. He goes, I got a home on the beach in Florida. And he started naming all these things, and I thought, dude, that jacks me up right here. Like, it's just one of those things where you're like, it's up for discussion. You know, you can see both sides. And I do believe you need to have time to vacation, especially when you're with your family. That's a whole nother topic. But at the same time, I was watching Shark Tank last night, and it was funny because one of the ladies was trying to pitch an idea about her business. And they asked a question about why you want to do this, and she said, well, you know, I really just want to be a stay-at-home mom. And dude, I literally watched all the sharks were like, they all like their eyes got real big, and I knew what they were thinking. Of course, it came out. They were like, wait a minute. You want to be a stay-at-home mom? Be a stay-at-home mom. You want to be in business and you want us to invest our money? We got to know you're in. Anyways, that's enough motivation for the day. Mike, tell us what we got going on today. We got some questions that have come up there. What are your thoughts on that, Mike? You know we don't believe in balance. You and I are never going to do a show on how to get more balance. Now, we could do one and we can make it sound good, right? But you don't need more balance.
True.
You need more hustle. You need more sweat.
Yeah.
You need more blood. You need more execution. That's what you need. Then you'll get balance. You'll get real balance.
To a certain extent, there is something about balance, and if you look at a set of scales, right? Typically, though, we're just piling more stuff on the other side to balance it out. That's the way I feel, anyway.
Like, how in the world do you balance? And it's not because I don't have the ability to balance. If I wanted, I feel like I am quote unquote balanced, but not by the typical definition of balance.
The story you tell about the guy that was on vacation answering phone calls, one of the things that I've seen successful entrepreneurs, successful business people, one of the traits that they have is they love the game. Okay? And I don't misinterpret me being
that's actually a good point.
Disrespectful about calling it a game, because it's business, but successful business people love the game. They love to be engaged in the game. They love to be engaged in the business. And so they love the fight. They love the struggle. And so, that's what it's all about. And if you don't love the game,
yeah.
What's that?
It's not wrong that they love it. It's not evil. We try to make it evil.
Not at all.
You know, human beings are the best at trying to pull people down to our level. Dude, everybody turn up your volume. You want some motivation? Here it comes. You ready for this? Don't let anybody pull you down to their level. You keep making them feel uncomfortable. In fact, jack it up a little bit. Crank it even higher. Put more fuel in the fire. You know, somebody told me the other day, you know what? You post on Facebook too much. You know what it made me do the next day? Post like 10, 15, 20 times more. Like, thank you. Really? I post too much? Okay. If you think I post too much before, wait till you see it now. In other words, don't let anybody pull you down to their level. Nobody. Because humans are the best at that. People that are complacent, mediocre, average, lazy, people that are sluggish, people that are non-producers, people that don't execute, people that don't hustle, people that are just blah. Listen, they all want to bring you down to their level to make themselves feel better. Don't do it. Don't go back down to their level, my friends. You keep rubbing them wrong and irritating them, because at the end of the day, listen, if you want to fly with the eagles, you can't hang out with the turkeys. There's your tweet for the day.
I like that. There is nothing wrong with loving the game and being engaged and even being somewhat competitive. And I don't mean competitive in a negative way, but there's a part of our human nature that loves the fight, right? God made us to be warriors in a lot of ways. And so we have a desire to fight, a desire to conquer, a desire to make a difference, those sort of things. Those are God-given, desires that we have. And it's okay to be like, hey, I want to build a business. I want to be successful. I want to make a difference, right? So, hey, it's okay. Love the game. Get in the game. If you don't love the game, business may not be for you, right?
You know what, Mike? That's okay. It's not evil to not want to love business. You may want to get out at 4 p.m. and watch TV all night. Hey, time out. If that's you, that's you. That's your passion. If you want to get out at 4 p.m., go to McDonald's and grab you a sack of cheeseburgers and go home and watch TV all night, that's you. That's your game.
Do me a favor. Don't get a shirt like Matt's wearing right now because it would be disingenuous.
All right. Guys, the shirt it's fitting. This is how I feel. I feel this way. I feel that I
feet up.
Stopped. What's that, Mike?
With your feet up and the remote and the cheeseburger. Can't stop me. Baby.
No doubt, man. Wear this. Have some cheeseburgers sitting on the belly. That's how you know when you need weight loss coaching, is when you can put your computer and your food or your tray on your stomach. I see people do that. Exactly. Their stomach becomes a table. Hallelujah. Sorry, someone said we're wired.
Back to that on Monday.
We're in the middle of major hustle. We're just like, we're not even on anything, but we are. Hey, but it's like this, Mike, no doubt. If that's their cup of tea, honestly, no judgment from me.
Yeah.
It just ain't me. Don't invite me over.
So,
let
me ask you this. If we get, speaking of judgment, if we get 17 minutes into the show and haven't answered one question, are you going to judge that?
We haven't. We have not. We've not been good servants today. Let's at least answer a question or two, Mike, for the people. For the people.
Actually, nobody live here has asked a question, so we're just going to sit here quietly till someone asks a question.
Exactly. Actually, our friend Alan asked a question earlier. He said, how much financial risk should a person be willing to take to achieve their goals, paying bills versus taking money or risking money? It just depends, Al. I mean, it depends on what's at stake. We've covered this before on a different show, a different entrepreneurship show. A lot of that depends, Al, on the situation. Like, what kind of bill is it? Can you live out of your car? Can you go stay in your parents' garage? Can you sleep on the floor? Can you eat ramen noodles for 6 months? Not ramen noodles, apples. Can you survive just off apples and peanut butter? That's all you can afford. Go to the store, grab me a bag of apples and a tub of peanut butter, right? That's definitely better than ramen noodles. If you're going to sweat it out slicing apples and dipping it in peanut butter. If you're going to go pour on me, you're going to just put all the money you have into your business. See, Mike and I both, nobody knows to the degree the amount of risk we've taken in the last 30 days. Nobody. I mean, maybe one or two people, maybe his wife and maybe one or two other people, but I'm talking people don't even know to the degree. So Al, we're kind of the wrong people to ask about risk because we're not afraid of it. We're calculated in our risk. We're careful, but we're only careful for 5 minutes. That's it. Al, that's it. So I'm not afraid to live in my car. I believe in my business so much that I'm not afraid. And when you lose all fear, I'm not afraid of anything. And a lot of that is, for years I've practiced a debt-free lifestyle. Trying not to get credit cards and rack up a bunch of debt, But sometimes you have to when you go into business. You've got to. You got to put it all on the line. Listen, sometimes you got to put it all on the line, my friend, and lose all fear and go for it. Listen, it all depends on this. It's ready for this. How much do you believe in you? See, if our product and service fails, no big deal because we're still alive. We can create another product or service. So a lot of it depends on the individual entrepreneur. How tough are you? You know, what's your ability to handle pressure? How much can you sacrifice? Can you go without golfing for 2 years? Can you go without a vacation, right, Mike, for 2 years? Can you like tell your family, I'm sorry, we can't go out to eat with our friends at church because you're flat broke, and you go home and you split Doritos? Can you do that? If you can do that, you're ready. That's all I gotta say, Mike. You want to throw something in on that, my friend? This is the result of 5 a.m. exercise and juicing right here. This is no energy drink coming at you and no pills. This is straight up coming from just passion and exercise, juicing, and water, and doing what you love. But anyways, I'll try to settle down. Mike, take this away. I know you're an expert in this about risk and you know, how much should a person risk?
Yes. And doing what you love is a big key to that energy. But so what we're really talking about is risk tolerance, and everybody has a different risk tolerance in their life, and it's dependent on how they're wired and also in their life situation. So, for example, even just yesterday, I was talking to some associates of mine in a different endeavor, and one of them his wife is about to have their first baby, right? And so they're newly, you know, they've been married a couple of years. First baby is a month away. There are some health issues and things like that. So, but his risk tolerance, which used to be really high, is now much lower because he's not in a position to be able to take financial risk. He's got a new baby on the way. His wife's having some health problems. So life situations play into that as well, that you know, sort of calculate that risk tolerance to see where you're at. You know, and it goes in conjunction with your own personal, you know, motivation, confidence in what you're about to do, and you know, your confidence in yourself to be able to recover if there's situations. So everything that Matt said, in addition to your life situation. So if you're a single guy, for example, 21 years old, I mean, your risk tolerance is so low.
That's why every teenager should be starting businesses.
I don't get why they don't. I mean, in today's internet world, it's
college. What?
You can start a business in days.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Absolutely.
What's wrong with you?
You said zero risk tolerance when you're a kid. But it is different when you have a wife and 3, 4, 5 kids. You know?
Yes. Absolutely.
I'm blessed I have low risk tolerance. Just me and Caleb. You know? We can both sleep in the car if we need to.
And look, a lot of Americans have bought into the lie of the financial institutions, and they've swamped themselves in debt, right? And that overwhelming debt in your life affects your risk tolerance extremely, you know, to an extreme extent. If you've got, you know, a couple $100,000 in debt already, just in your personal life,
that makes a big difference.
College loans, mortgages, car payments, whatever. You know, those things that were sold as a bill of goods by financial institutions, that these are products that you need to have. They're not. But that, you know, dramatically affects your risk tolerance. And so, you know, if you have to make a couple $1,000s in payments every month, you know, you got to have a couple $1,000s in income or you're going to lose all that stuff. Unless you're okay with losing it, you know, which
could not be a bad thing.
Not the end of the world. I've been there, done that, bought the T-shirt.
She had 3 foreclosures and a couple repossessions on her cars. I don't think she's doing too bad, my friends. Walt Disney went bankrupt twice. So just listen. You know what? All I can tell you is you don't got time to suck your thumb if you want to be successful. You need to get over your failures and your setbacks quick. I mean, you know what you need to do? Literally. Take a licking and keep on ticking, man. You know, you're going to go through the pain, the loss, the setbacks, the disappointments. Go. Get right back up. Get back to swinging. Get back to working harder. You know, learn your lessons. You know, somebody asked me the other day, I was doing some life coaching, or actually it was business coaching, with somebody that I was evaluating how they were branding themselves, and they were totally heading in the wrong direction. Literally. He said, but I've already got business cards and a website with all this. You know, and I said, really? You know what you ought to do with those business cards right now? Get them right now, take them, and light them on fire. What do you lose? $80? So, I said you're heading in the wrong direction here. Your brand is going to take you to a place of no cash and no success. So what you've got to do is you got to cut your loss on your little business cards and what you've already put into your website. You got to let it go. You know, too many people, Mike, don't know how to cut their losses, and that's something you've got to learn in business. So what? You hired the wrong person. Sometimes that happens. Don't keep them around for 15 years just because you made a bad hire. You know what I'm saying? Cut your losses, my friend.
Analogous to that would be if you're driving down the road and you get 25 miles down the wrong highway, you realize you're going the wrong way. I mean, you just go, well, I've already invested, 3 gallons of gas driving this 25 miles. I can't turn around now. What sense does that make? Right? You turn it around and go back and go the right way.
You could literally write a book called The Mike Hopkins Analogies, and people would read it. I mean, dude, you can come up with analogies like that, and they're good. But that's a perfect analogy of just, look, cut your loss. And you know what? Yeah. Cut your loss and don't talk about it for the next 10 years. Don't talk about it for the next 2 weeks. Like, okay, you screwed up. You made a bad choice. You totally blew it. Okay, get over it. Get back up, learn from it, and execute. What's that, Mike?
I see business owners doing this all the time. And actually, people do this in life. It doesn't just apply to business, but business owners do this. Going back to the analogy, think of it like a grumpy old guy that's like driving his panel station wagon. He's like, no, I went the right way. Don't tell me I'm going the wrong way. Right? And he's driving. It's like, no, you're going the wrong way. I'm telling you, you got to go back this way, and you'll be on the right highway. You get to the right place like that, and we'll be sitting down and nice to, no, I'm going the right way. You don't tell me. And people let their ego about the decision get in the way of making the right decision in the long run. It's like ego is the enemy of successful business.
I mean, it's like dating the wrong person and realizing like 9 months into the relationship, ooh, I'm with the wrong one. Do you go ahead and marry him because you've invested 9 months in it? No. But Mike, you totally sounded like Scrooge right there. You look like Ebenezer Scrooge with your little, which by the way, it's getting about time for me to pull out my Christmas movies. Pacey, how do you know when to keep going how do you know when to keep going and when to cut your losses? You know what, Pacey, that's actually a really good question. How to know when to cut your losses is when it's clearly a loss that you can't dig out of. It's clearly something that would, even if you work 18-hour days, it's not producing cash. It's not, it's something you're losing passion. Listen, if it's not producing cash and you're losing passion for it, cut quick. If it's something that it's not producing cash, but yet you still have the drive, the belief, and the hustle to make it happen, and you know that if you hustle right and sell right, that it'll produce cash, stick with it. But if it's not producing cash and you lose passion, it's time to cut. That's my opinion. Mike, what about you?
I mean, there's specific business. Yeah, in a specific business decision, it's about measurability. If you haven't built measurability into your process, it's going to be very difficult to discern when you need to cut your losses, when you need to pivot, for example. So let's say you've got a strategy for marketing, to bring a product to market, for example. You've got a strategy. You think you have some hypothesis that you think that, some assumptions, let me put it that way, that people will buy this product because X, Y, Z valuation, blah, blah, blah. Right? So you get in the market, you realize it's not getting any traction. Now, if you haven't built measurability into that process to see, okay, what is it because people don't value the product? Is it because I'm in the wrong market? Right? So you may get there and say, well, people don't actually value this product in the way that I expected them to. But so now you at that point, if you have measurability and you can measure it and say, okay, I'm not seeing the valuation that I expected, then you can pivot on that and start in a different direction. And that's like cutting your losses on that strategy, pivot to a different strategy and start going another way. Maybe there's an experiment that you can run to see if you can if people value it a different way that will be profitable. So
Mike, that was gold what you just gave. That was some high level consulting golden advice that Mike just gave. And I hope every one of you in business take to heart what he just said, because that can save you a lot of time and energy and frustration. Mike, too many people are allowing life in time to sabotage them. Too many people are staying stuck. You cannot stay stuck in life and move. You've got to be quick to take responsibility, to admit when something isn't working. Mike, you said it. Don't let your ego stop you from change. Don't let your ego stop. It's like someone coming in and saying your process and your business sucks. Right? What do you mean? We've been doing that for 10 years, right? I can't believe you would say that. It's always worked around here. Well, it's not working right now. And frankly, it sucks, right? You've got to have enough humility as a business owner. You can't be married to methods. You can be married to principle, but you cannot be married to methods because we're in a fast-changing world, my friends, and you have got to remain flexible, honest, and you've got to keep these two things. That's why God gave you two of these, so you could listen more than you talk. And you've got to learn to listen. You've got to listen to your partners. You've got to listen to the people close to you. You've got to listen to consultants and coaches. You've got to listen to your intuition, and you've got to listen to your customers. You got to listen to the facts. And the more that people can remove their ego from business, the more successful they will be.
It's good. Just real quick, Sonia, the accent, Iowa. I'm from Iowa.
Was that an Iowan? Okay, you sounded Irish. You sounded like Ebenezer Scrooge. You sounded like you were from Ireland. I don't know. It was cool though. I mean, Mike, I think you could have been an actor, dude. I don't even think you realize with a little bit of tweaking and training, you could have blown it up as an actor, bro.
Yeah, my life would be a wreck then. Maybe.
Well, I like what Rachel said. She said, "Sure, a business tip yesterday. You don't look for buyers for your product. You make a product for your buyers. You have to develop a target audience and figure out what they want.
And make it measurable. Build measurability into your process so you can test it and see if it's being successful."
Mike, you and I need to write a book about partnership in the next year because we literally gel perfectly as business partners. Perfectly. I mean, our communication is perfect. Our understanding of each other, our balancing of each other's balance, our flow of each other's strengths and weaknesses are as perfect. Listen, I've seen a lot of business partnerships, and I've said I see the handwriting on the wall. That's not going to work. It's just not going to work. There's some, in fact, there's a scripture in a proverb that says, "Can two walk together except they be agreed?" Mike, we need to talk about partnership. Next Thursday, we got Ali Carr on the show. But either next Thursday at some point, we're going to share a little more about partnership, or we might do a whole show within the nenext couple of weeks on how to have successful partnerships, because I think we do it perfect.
And in the book, you'll read it in a New Brunswick accent. Yeah, we wrote a book so you can read it. So there.
So there. I miss New Brunswick, man. I miss it.
Love our Canadian friends. Hey, I have to run. It's been amazing. Awesome job today.
We love you guys. Crazy. Hey, if this was a help to you, put it on your Facebook and Twitter. Share it. Text it to other business owners. Text it to your employees. Text it to your wife if you're in business. Text it to your manager. Text it to your assistant manager. Text it to your sales team. Send this out, my friends. And don't forget, you can go to iTunes, Fuel for Success. And also, Mike, real quick before they go, pump up my new website, man. Mike did a good job banging out my new website for me, mattmaddox.com. Yes, Mike is a master. He is an expert. He is a guru. He is the beast. mattmaddox.com. Go give a look, guys. Check out my website. It's got all my information about speaking and coaching and whatnot. It's also got my top 20, well, not really top 20, but at least top 20 videos, the video blogs that I've done. A lot of other cool stuff. Check us out. Don't forget, fuelforsuccess.tv is where you can go for any of our previous episodes. And next week, my friends, you will be celebrating episode 200 with us. Can't wait. You guys enjoy your day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning for our favorite show on family and relationships. God bless, my friends.
See y'all tomorrow.